Good morning, everyone. So today I have Tonic's new Designer's Choice number 19, which is called Charming Card Holder. We'll look at that in just a minute. So thank you so much, Tonic, for sponsoring today's video and for sending these items free of charge for my review. And of course, all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchased items through those links. So I do want to make mention on this one. Let's pull this out here. On the Designer's Choice, it is not a club kit. You don't sign up for it. You just pick it up as you like every, month whenever it's released. So it's not something you're going to sign up for. They do also have reduced shipping on it. It generally runs $19.99 in the US, and I believe it's the same in pounds out in the UK. Is it pounds? It's pounds, right? I think so. But I have links for both of them either way. But again, with the reduced shipping and just a fun thing to do. So every month is a different designer that gets to design the dies for that month. And so that's how they work it. So that's why it's called Designer's Choice, which is really sweet. A really cool thing to do. So let's open this up. Again, a charming card holder. So I'm assuming it's a gift card holder. And just by looking at it, I think it's going to work up very quickly because as you can see, this larger die is the one piece, this main die here. And then it looks like it creates a couple of pockets, right? Depending on how you layer this up. And also looking at it, and I know people always say, how do you figure things out? So looking at this, I'm looking at the tabs. They're going to have to glue a certain way. So I'm assuming that some go forward and some go backwards because there's no way these two tabs are going to touch each other. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make sense, right? You can't fold them both in the same direction. I suppose you could. It would be kind of awkward. So I think what's going to happen is that this is going to be tri-folded back and forth, forward and back, or however you want to look at it. And then the tabs help you glue it in that way. So you're going to have a couple of pockets on your card holder. So that's what I'm looking at here. And of course, I'm going to place it back down just so you can have an idea of all the other elements that are in here. So again, with that same kind of verso thing going on, we have this outer layer on this larger panel. Super cute. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do with this already. So, of course, you can decorate the panel. You can decorate the back of it, however you want to use it. You have the insert that is just super ornate and beautiful. Look at that kind of, I would say Moroccan design, but it's just a very pretty mandala design there. And then we have this piece that you can insert on the top or not, however you want to use it, right? They're drop-ins, so they're for use or not. Use them however you like. And then we have these pieces also that drop in. I'm assuming you're going to put those wherever you like. I'm looking at this. It seems the way it frames out. Let me see. They're about as wide as this. So if you wanted to put it on like that outer one, and it's about as wide as this too. So you can just kind of play with that. You have Best Wishes that imprints. It's like an embossing die. And then, of course, this one cuts out that pretty lattice design. On this one, too, you also have this little piece here that cuts out this little decorative edge. You can use it by itself as a little card or tag, however you would like to use it. And then this other piece that would drop in there. And look at how ornate that is. So pretty. And then on the last panel here, or we can go up here, we have this embossed design. Also, again, you can use this wherever you'd like maybe on the front of the gift card or card holder or money holder or whatever it is you want to put in there. You could imprint this on the corners, however you like. Very pretty. You can use that on anything, on any card you're working on. I think that'd be really fun. And then we have our wording, and I think it says, I can see simply to say. That's what it looks like. You guys know it's always hard for me to figure these guys out. And then on this other one here, we have the, again, a decoration or however you want to use it. This one seems more like a decorative panel where these, maybe you can insert it. This one looks like it's just going to sit on top there. So this would be the front panel. So we'll talk about that. You already saw the picture, I'm sure, on the intro. So you have some idea of what I'm talking about. And then we have the insert, which we'll definitely use. And then we have this little guy. So I guess if you want to make it a little tag, you can cut just a little hole. If you're using this insert, it's already going to have like a little hole there for you. But let's say you don't want to use that insert, you can use this guy. Or you can use this guy like on this piece, and to make a little tag that you would then pull out and put some twine on it or however. So a lot of uses for just a little circular hole there for you. All right, so let me grab some papers and we'll get started. Like I said, I don't think, I think it's going to work up very quickly, so I will be right back. Okay, so of course I was going to grab a lot of blue papers. I think I did blue last time recently. So, you know, with spring, I thought, oh, this is really a sweet kind of color palette. We'll see how it goes. But like blueberries and things like that are already in my garden, which I love to see. So we have this really deep Craft Perfect. Let me see. I think it's called Navy, but I'll just grab this piece that's on top because it's already been cut into, and you don't need a lot of paper for this project. So yeah, navy blue, and it's the classic card. So it does have a little texture to it. Mostly on one side, I don't know if you can see that, and usually on the other side it's a little less textured. But I'll use this piece. I have this bright white. Sorry guys, that was a little bit. And then I'm gonna use soft amethyst for like the little shimmer that we like to add to these projects. So I have not cut into one of these, so I'll just grab a fresh one. And I'm gonna hide this for a minute because a lot of times it makes my camera get real crazy. Doesn't want to focus too well. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do the base of the die. Oh, look at that. I mean, I could place it across this way. Oh, let me measure this die for you guys because I know a lot of times you guys like to know that. I'll just measure on my guide, on my grid here. It is 5 inches. A little bit smaller than 5 inches right here in this taller area. Of course, that's what we need to know. And then the die itself, across to edge, it is 7 3/4 inches. So 7 3/4 inches by 5 inches at the depth there. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna make an insert to go in this first, the bigger pocket. So I'm just gonna cut out, I think, some of the white paper with this. But you know what? That'll be secondary. Let's do the creation of the actual envelope or the gift card holder first, and then we'll go there. So what I want to do is, I'm still deciding if I want to decorate this middle panel or not. For sure, this outer one. So on this outer one, I want the white panel that's going to be on the very outside pocket to be decorated with this. So I do want that, and I'm going to tape that down. And then under that, I'm going to use the amethyst. So then I'm just going to run through this guy, okay, by itself, so that the white is going to layer on top of this, and this is going to go on top of our pocket. I'll get those cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, so just to the side here, we have this pretty, oh, so pretty. Now again, I could have done the drop in there, but I just want to leave it kind of basic so we can kind of see how we can play with this. So I'll have that, and then how easy, look at this. I didn't have to do anything, it just removed so nicely. And then this guy. So I'll just glue these two together, of course. That pretty purple amethyst there showing through. And okay, with this guy, let's see. So this is when, you know, the die pushes in, you have this nice edge, and that's what I want showing, at least for the top. And then I think that means the bottom one will also show that way. Okay, so I'm trying to think how I want to fold this. I'm going to go ahead and just train the score marks. And then if they need to go the opposite way, we will train them in the opposite way. Because I think some of these are going to have to go the other way once we start layering it up. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, so I sent them all back. But what's going to happen is our card is going to come this way. But I suppose you can do whatever you like. I'm just thinking that this is how it's going to go. Yep. Or it's going to go the other way. Let's see. And then this way. Yeah, because this has to touch this. Okay. All right. So you saw what I did there. I just sent one forward and then this one back. The tab is already touching there. This tab is going to have to come forward. The tab on that middle piece so I can touch the front piece here. You see that? And then that means these tabs are going to have to come forward also. So I guess they pretty much all come forward. I suppose it depends on how you want to do it. So that they glue that way. So it's kind of like zigzag. And that's the basic construction there. I'm going to have this pretty lady on top of here. And then I'm going to have that little tag that we were talking about earlier. So let me bring that tag back. So what I'm going to do is cut that. And I think I'll use one of these guys just to imprint on there, just so you can see kind of what that does. And, you know, like I said, one side is texture, one side is not so much texture. You can still write on it pretty easily. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the texture side up. I'm going to leave my best wishes face down, and I'm gonna run it at the same time. If you want to run them separately, you know, that's totally fine. I'm gonna run it through. And normally with these dies, you don't have to do the embossing separately. Like, you don't have to run it through with an embossing mat. It usually just pushes in so well that it's fine. But if it looks like I need to emboss it, I will let you guys know that. And then, you know what, I think, so our gift card goes in here, I suppose. Well, I guess you put it in the back. Well, the back looks really long, so I think it goes in the middle section. So that's where I'm going to have this little something so you can write a little note. And let me see how much of this one will show. I'm trying to think how much I want to decorate this. I'm going to put that guy there. Okay, you know what? I was telling you the wrong papers. Yeah, no, I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to cut this out of the amethyst paper, and then again layered up together from the white paper. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we have all our pieces here. Just telling you, just didn't even have to clean that. Now let's see about this one. Aww. I could probably do a little bit more pressure. But for now, that's okay. It does say best wishes there. Probably a little more pressure. Maybe I could go ahead and use the rubber embossing. But we'll talk about that again in just a minute. And then, actually what I'll do is I'll probably run it again. Also with the little guy. That way, when we have this tucked in here. See, this is much longer than like a gift card would be. That would be inside there. So I can pull it with like a little twine. So I'll definitely run it back through. I'll run it through again with just this little guy here. And then this guy. Just to get that little bit thicker impression. And I'm not really worried about lining it back up where it was. And I'll tell you why, because it's going to push it through again anyway. So it'll do its own thing. It should be okay. All right. And then that one there. All right. So we get a little hole. And there we go. And then the way I glue these together, and it depends on your glue and the tip on it and all that stuff, but like I already glued this other one, as you can see. It's ready to go, but then I thought, well, maybe if you're new, you might want to see that. So I usually just use my glue and I'll run it around the edges wherever it's nice and thick. And then I usually put glue on the back of my hand and pick up the rest of those little areas. I've seen sometimes people just do dot, 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 dot wherever they can, and that's good too. However you like, if you want to do that. Otherwise, I put glue on the back of my hand, and I just take this and push it into the glue so that you can get glue as much as you can all over that. Look how pretty this is. And then you can glue that down. And Nuvo Deluxe, this adhesive dries very quickly, but whenever you're putting on something slick like this metallic surface, you have a little bit of time to move it if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to set up. I'll run this through again, and I'll be right back. So we have our guy. We have our little decorative pieces. Again, a lot of this is not going to show. I'm going to put it up as high as I can. So then we cover this up. Most of it's still showing. It's very pretty. And then we have the back piece that we can decorate the back with too. But like I said, instead I just made a little gift tag, or yeah. And instead of running through with the embossing folder or embossing rubber mat, however your system works, all I did was add another piece of paper and still ran it through because I was not wanting the bars themselves to kind of push into the paper. So I think this ought to do it. Yeah, there you go. See? And then what I was saying, I wasn't worried about lining it up again, is because this is going to push down on it anyway, so it's going to flatten out whatever is not supposed to be there. So I had no problem with that. And that's all I did, was just add another piece of cardstock on top. And let's get this little guy going. And now we have our little hole for a gift tag. Put that to the side. Okay, so I'm going to adhere these pieces, and then we'll adhere everything together as far as the card holder. I'm going to make sure to get really on these edges, because if you're going to be sliding a card in and out, you don't want to get caught on the edges there. I think that'll be good. And I think I lined it up on this side a little better. So again, I'm putting it up as high as I can to still have some matting and it looks nice. And then this piece will be over like this. And I'll glue this down here. Right there. Okay, I'll wait for these two to set up, and then we will finish our assembly. So I'll take a little piece of twine and just add it here, but I'll do that in just a minute. And for this one, I like using wet glues. If you don't want to use the wet glue, you don't have to. I just feel like it holds up better over time. But whatever it is that you like to use will be just fine. Just don't get it too much or like too goopy, because then it's going to get in here and then your pocket won't be a pocket anymore. It'll just be kind of glued together. So I'm going to hold that part down just for a little bit, give it its own time. This part is not sealed yet. How cute is that? So pretty. I don't know if you do that third layer. I just figured I would put this in here, and that's fine. I suppose if you change your mind later and you still want to add a third layer of decoration, like with this panel, you could always just slide it in there. Go ahead and create it, and then slide it in there with some glue on the back of it, and it'll sit in there. On all of them, pretty much you can still do that. Okay, so there's that one, and then this one, we're going to put our glue on this back tab. Now that's how I constructed it, and I'm sure there's lots of fun things we can do with this. You can just put this on top of a card too, so it's like a card topper, but it also holds gift card or monies or whatever so you want to put in there. Alright, so I'm just going to hold this down. I do normally check to make sure we're not, I didn't put too much glue, and just make sure it still has some area, but yeah, so we're good. But if not, I would just kind of maybe slide a bone folder in there, let's say, if you did stick it down, and just make sure you're separating that out. But okay, I'll hold on to this, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, look how pretty. Just so ornate and just pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to take this little tag, and I have a little piece of twine here. And all we're going to do, I just like to fold it in half. I'm going to push it from the front to the back. And you can also use the same little hole, like I said, up here, and you can make the whole thing a tag, make it hang on a tree or however you want. Like if you're using it for Christmas time. And there, that's it. So I'll put that there. So cute. And then, whatever gift card, I always have the same old gift card. I need to use it. But anyway, just pop that in there. And as you can see, the gift card itself pretty much covers up that whole area. I'm just trying to see if I'm getting it. Yeah, because it's all the way down. But, when they use it, that's when you have that prettiness in the back. So however you like to work your trifold kind of pocket here, you can do that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sending these items for our review and for sponsoring this video. I'll have the links for you guys in the description box. And yeah, it's just super easy to work up. And I'll have some images for you guys there. I'll have the links in the description box. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.